I'm Joseph Gizik. I'm the coordinator for the Center for Indigenous Community Infrastructure for the University of Ottawa. What I'm excited about the center's development is the shared value that it creates with the Indigenous communities, the university, industry, and other researchers who want to play a role in working towards sustainable infrastructure in communities. A good example is the renewable energy efforts that we're researching right now in the area of hydrokinetic energy, and we're excited about that because it works toward bringing that shared value of reducing greenhouse gas emissions from communities that are on diesel energy systems, and also the potential to continue that aspect toward economic sustainability as well. And so what's also exciting about the center is that it works across all spectrums of the infrastructure asset classes, including the aspect of housing for sustainable materials. With a lot of the challenges identified within Indigenous community infrastructure is that the center really allows that opportunity to work toward closing that gaps through strategic research and partnerships with a lot of different stakeholders and funding partners as well, to really foster the growth through that education partnership with communities.
My name's Colin Rennie. I'm Department Chair in Civil Engineering at the University of Ottawa. We developed the idea for the centre a few years ago. I was talking with Dean Jacques Beauvais of the Faculty of Engineering, and we were talking about the boil water advisories and the need for better wastewater treatment for small communities in the north, and particularly appropriate technologies, ones that work in small communities. And as it so happens, we do have professors in our department that had already been working on that problem, and with some Indigenous communities. So we thought, why don't we try to extrapolate this and go to other communities with some of these ideas. We realized that infrastructure, particularly in small communities, is integrated, and sometimes you need to work on all the different components of infrastructure. And we have some professors working on housing, sustainable building materials, and so on. And so we thought, why not try to develop a center that looks at the various components of infrastructure in these communities?
I started a multidisciplinary research initiative entitled Sustainable Construction Materials for Housing in Indigenous Communities. This research revolves around the development of innovative and durable materials for which the processing and fabrication methods could take place within communities using local resources. The main objective of this research is to empower the community members through the preparation of the building materials with which they can create their own building. It's worth mentioning that these materials are suitable and compatible for additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing means here using the 3D printers.
The project that I'm working on has to do with locating areas in Canada that might be high potential candidates for hydrokinetic energy extraction, which is a renewable energy option that hasn't been explored thoroughly. So what we're looking for the center to help us with in this project is to collaborate with us to communicate with First Nations communities that may be interested in exploring this type of renewable technology.
A big part of my project is solving the drinking water problem in northern communities. To do this, I'm going to be developing an activated carbon using biomaterials found in the northern communities. So we have materials such as wooden pallets and peat, which are not being used right now. And in terms of environmental impact, my project can help to recycle material which is otherwise not being used, such as these wooden pallets, which are sent up from the south in order to be used there. When converted to activated carbon, these can be used for drinking water and wastewater to remove compounds which we do not want to be drinking or putting back into the environment.